Here we have the Moffat Versatile 2 Moulder, model VM704. Just going to do a quick walkthrough on the operation and features of this machine. On the front we have the start and stop buttons. You'll see that the start button is flashing, meaning the machine is in standby and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and press the start button. The machine runs. You'll see that there are green light emitters on the start side, and we have receivers on the stop side. If this light is interrupted at all, you'll see that the lights turn to red. As soon as the blockage is removed, the machine will start again. So as the operator is feeding in dough, the machine will start and stop. If the blockage is there for too long, the machine will go back into standby mode and the start button will flash again. There is also an emergency stop bar located by the dough feed. If you press that down, the machine will stop. Located on the left side of the machine is the emergency stop button. If the button is pressed, the start button will no longer be flashing. Twist and release the emergency stop button, and the start button will flash again. For the dough feed, we have this plastic guide which will aid you to get the dough towards the center of the rollers and to the center of the curling chain and the belt. For larger dough pieces, this can be flipped out of the way and it just rests in that position. You now have more access to the front rollers. The adjustment for the front rollers is on the left side, as indicated by the graphic. Obviously, the larger the number, the larger the roller gap. The smaller the number, the tighter the roller gap. Another feature on this machine is a set of front rollers, which is accessed by moving this Teflon plate. Those front rollers are adjusted by this handle here. Basically, there's 3 settings. This is used for doing pizza shells or flatbreads or any products that don't need to be molded. With the plate back in again, we are now using the front rollers. I'm just going to go ahead and put that back in there. On the right side of the machine, we have the adjustment for the pressing board. This machine is different than the other Versatile Moulder in that we only have one belt and the pressing board at the back. So the dough will travel up underneath the curling chain, in between the conveyor belt and the pressing board, and then the dough becomes molded and comes out onto the receiving table. The receiving table can slide out. Be careful not to pull out the table too far because it will come out of its slide. Another feature on this machine is a loaf length guide, which is engaged by pulling this handle. And the roller should be set into number 12, as indicated by the graphic. And what happens is the guide assembly, which is here, moves up into position when you're molding pan breads. Another feature on this machine is the 4-piece cutter, which is a set of 3 knives, which are engaged by pulling down on this handle here. You'll notice that there's a notch in the handle. Push it down to lock it into place, and the knives are now engaged. And you can see the knives are there through the back plate. So for cleaning and maintenance of this machine, first you would press the emergency stop button and make sure that the machine will not start. Loosen off this knob here, drop it out of the way. Make sure this handle is in the rest position. Now this entire assembly hinges forward, and you can now access the rollers and scrapers for cleaning. The curling chain does come off for cleaning. Lift it off and then come out of those 2 holders and then drop it back in again, and it rests on this bar here, and here, and it slides into those 2 grooves, there and there. The curling chain can be taken to the sink and washed. As far as the conveyor belt itself, just use a stiff brush for cleaning. You can use a damp cloth to wipe it clean. Do not use any metal scrapers or any metal knives to clean the belt. If you do need to scrape the belt, use a plastic scraper only. When you're done cleaning, you can put this machine back again. You'll notice that with the stop button, emergency stop button disengaged, and this front assembly open, the start button will not flash. When it goes back into position, the start button will flash again. Take the knob, put it back into position, give it a couple of turns, so it's now locked back firmly in place. That's the Versatile 2 Moulder, model VM704.